best budget phone out this year.
CMF Phone 2 Pro. Search now on Flipkart.
All right, that is the opening day of the Asia Cup 2025 done and dusted. Hong Kong, China 94 for 9 after 20 overs. They got halfway there. They didn't lose their 10 wickets. Small wins for a team that were clearly outclassed by Rashid Khan's Afghanistan. So just to look back at that game on CMF by Nothing presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout. I'm so happy we're back with Timeout. Abhinav, Mukund, Aakash, Chopra. No, sometimes the games will not be as exciting as that test series that you and me covered as well, and Aakash, you've covered so much cricket as well. It's an accepted reality of our sport that occasionally we will see a team that's lower ranked, just so far behind a superior team. But I guess we still try and make the most of what we can gain from this experience. So we have to start with, what do you gain from Afghanistan's performance today? Where do you start, Aakash?
So from Hong Kong's perspective or from Afghanistan's perspective?
Whatever strikes you first about a game like this.
See, Afghanistan crossed the line. That was important. They won the game with a fair margin in the context of this tournament, because instead of just looking at what both teams actually derived from this game, Afghanistan, we all believe, at least in this room, that they are the second best T20I team in Asia. So they had to start strongly, even though the numbers are actually suggesting that they started very strongly, but they had their own share of problems with regards to whether it was the batting firepower or a bit of a collapse with the batting or catching in the field. We have seen they've dropped quite a few as well. But importantly, you cross the line with a fair margin, so that if it comes to NRR one day, which is a possibility in this group of death, they are nicely placed, and it is a good thing for this tournament as well, because Afghanistan is a serious team.
You made the net run rate point as well. So would you, if you were Jonathan Trott, would you say, yeah, I'll take that?
Yeah, obviously coaches will have their notebooks, and they would have written down a few notes where they would have said this, quite similar things: dropped catches, intent with the bat, finishing things off. We need to know who bowls in the death and how to finish off like a tail. They couldn't get 10 wickets. So these are things that, obviously, a couple of things that Jonathan Trott will be talking about. But overall, I think Afghanistan have proven, I think we were listening to the commentary as well, and how far they have come to be such a dominant force. Very, very few years ago, you would say that, they were an associate nation. Not anymore. They are miles and miles above all of the other teams in terms of who have come up last. I think they're way better than Zimbabwe. They've slightly overtaken Bangladesh, Sri Lanka also, if we look at it. So West Indies, so you don't put them in the same group anymore.
I think that's a good point to make in terms of Afghanistan, where we tend to criticize at times Bangladesh. We mentioned Sri Lanka losing to the Netherlands. When you reach a certain space, you should never have these games trouble you or be banana skin games. Win against 4 or 5 top ranked teams and suddenly lose to a team like this. Do you sense Afghanistan are in territory now where they are a serious team, a prominent force in this format, at least, if not both white ball formats?
They're unlikely to find these teams as banana skins, as you referred to them. It is unlikely to happen now because there is enough quality. So yes, while they were in a spot of bother at one point in time with the bat, when they lost a couple of early wickets, Nabi was not really free flowing. But then there is an Azmat who comes and takes the team to a total which is far beyond the reach of their opponents. Even if they don't bowl out the opposition, yes, should have happened. But then they still win the game with a margin of a huge margin. So they are miles ahead, and this is a reflection or a validation of the same thing, and that is where you need to be. It is not just about beating the opposition in certain games, like it will be for India against the UAE today, that they need to make a statement. It's not just about India going ahead and winning a game, right?
Yes.
India is so far ahead that it must also reflect in the result every single time they play.
As of the 16th over of the second innings, we have officially recorded the most number of drops in a T20I match since 2018. So in the last 7 years, there have not been more drops than this. One thing is to make judgment on the quality of fielding, but there is something about the UAE. If you go to Dubai, I know that this has been voiced by a number of players with the kind of ground. I think Abu Dhabi is not too dissimilar with the way the lights are constructed there. Now, how much of that was down to today's personnel, and how much of that could be a theme in the Asia Cup, which we saw, I think, in the IPL 2021 and the World Cup 2021, almost every time cricket's played in the UAE at night?
this is a much more open ground than Dubai, right? So when you're hearing the commentary, you're hearing the usage of breeze and wind a lot more. That is one. Second aspect is the lights as well. But I think we will see, this is going to be a theme. We are going to see a lot of dropped catches in this particular tournament, if I may say. More so in Dubai, I would think, and a little lesser here in Abu Dhabi, hopefully, with two stronger teams maybe in action. But I still think it is a cause for concern for Afghanistan especially. You can't drop sitters like this. Hong Kong, yeah, maybe you're not used to playing under lights, but all of these Afghani players are now seasoned white ball pros. So there are no excuses for drop chances there.
Okay, quick word on Rashid Khan's captaincy, which we're also growing to see more and more of as the international captain for this in this format. There was a period where he could have bowled himself, could have bowled Noor, maybe just try and kill the game, but he seemed to go to his seamers. Did you feel like Rashid was also trying to get as much out of this game as he could for games ahead? Did you get that impression?
See, you need to figure that out, right? If you have Fazalak Farooqi and Azmatullah Umarzai as your two frontline pacers, out of which only, in fact, both of them are not ideal for your 19th and the 20th over kind of situation. Fazalak is perhaps a little better suited. Azmatullah is definitely not your death bowler. Then you go to Gulbuddin Naib and you see what can he actually offer, because this game was, okay, fine, they may not have bowled the opposition out, but they had won the game halfway stage or even before that. So this was their game, a game in the bag, and if you can get more out of a game, if it is possible, you try and extract as much as you can. So you'll excuse him for that attempt. That okay, even if he goes wicketless, he doesn't bowl his full quota, it's absolutely fine. You try as many things as you can, provided the game is already in the bag.
Does that tell you something about their own mindset and confidence, that they can treat this game with due respect to the opposition, but it's not like, oh, let's bowl our main guys and not try and leave any experimentation, not treat it like an obvious foregone conclusion? Does it strike you as the mindset of a really confident team?
It's very interesting that they want to try this out on the field and not with a bat or with change of tactics in terms of trying to bowl first and chase a target, because they're not as confident with their batting as they are with their bowlers.
Yeah.
They don't want to use Mohammad Nabi. They've bowled Ghazanfar for just 2 overs. Yeah, you've tried so many things with the ball, but I'd love to see Afghanistan try a few things with the bat as well going forward. That's what makes them a complete side. But then again, they do have the confidence, because they have a wonderful bowling lineup. Any team in the world would die to have this sort of a lineup on your cards. Maybe a 150 plus pacer is something that they lack.
Yeah.
But then again, this spin bowling is exceptional. It could trouble the best of teams any given day.
They will play better teams as well.
Tried 7 bowlers without Mohammad Nabi bowling a single over. I mean, they've got, and then Allah Ghazanfar. Actually, I felt that Allah Ghazanfar, I saw a little bit of him in the CPL. He was very expensive, and before that he was also injured. There is Mujib who's sitting on the sidelines. He's one bowler who could have actually finished his quota of 4. Because you really want him to be in top gear, hit top gear before you get to Bangladesh and Sri Lanka.
Quick wrap up. One line for Hong Kong, who we don't get to see often, who we empathize with when they come up against higher ranked and better skilled opposition. But what's your one line review for them?
It's tough to actually sum it up. I can't give them a one line review, because see, getting 2 4s and 3 6s in a 20 over contest, 2 batters in double digits, doesn't speak volumes about their ability. But then again, I think this is the first game. One thing that is quickly improvable is your fielding and maybe some more intent with the bat.
Aakash?
I mean, Mohammad Rizwan's words ring in my ears. Either you win or you learn. So there is plenty to learn for Team Hong Kong. With the bat, there could be a bit more intent, and intent actually comes from the skill. If you do not have the skills to hit 6s and 4s, the bravado actually, if you may want to show it, will be disastrous. You will just get dismissed and the next guy will have to come in. So skills is one thing that you can't buy in a supermarket. You have to really work hard and play high quality cricket to actually achieve that much. In terms of catches, yes, that is one area that is a non-negotiable. But when you look at Afghanistan, I mean, then you need to say, okay, cut some slack because, I mean, they're Hong Kong dropping catches, but here is Afghanistan, who we are all claiming that the second best team in Asia in white ball cricket.
We're really building them up. I'm getting
Yeah,
a little worried
we
now.
need to keep building them up so that as and when they lose, if they lose, then people can actually throw.
Oh
eggs.
gosh. I must say, I think Babar Hayat, the top scorer, who's got 39 of the 94 runs, the rest of the top 6, I think, barely at 15. But that 1/6 that he stepped out and hit of
That's
Rashid
awesome.
Khan is a story and a memory, and I don't think Rashid Khan enjoyed that. Who would enjoy it? but that's a moment as well. I mean, I know we can get very cynical about these sorts of contests in the modern day game, and it seems worse at a time where we want an appetite for really high quality cricket. But sometimes these are the small blocks to building the day that Hong Kong might actually upset a team.
It's more like stories you tell, right?
Yeah.
And I think stories like this are very good for Hong Kong cricket. Remember the day when Babar Hayat smashed Rashid Khan out of the ground, and that might inspire a couple of guys to probably take up the sport and do something great. That's all you need as a country playing the Asia Cup.
And as just for the schedule that could actually have a better game to start the tournament.
100%. Yeah. I mean, at least.
I don't know, just have a slightly bigger game.
Yeah,
Maybe
strengthening what the
Bangladesh
option
take on
is.
Afghanistan. One will lose, that's fine, but there will be a bit more contest. Context with Asia Cup, we've already discussed ad nauseum that 20 over, 50 over value of this and all of that. But contest is, I think, very, very important. And it could have been if it was Sri Lanka versus Afghanistan or Bangladesh versus Afghanistan.
Yeah, one of the
game,
ticket fixtures, big ticket fixtures.
the game could have been very different.
All right, well, we'll leave it there, but I'm sure we'll have those games come our way, and I'm sure we'll have Aakash Chopra and Abhinav Mukund. I did open up YouTube Live. I remember how the timeout drill works, even though this is not the IPL or the World Cup. But I will be inviting your questions and comments. I think we'll get a few more maybe tomorrow when India are in action. There have been a couple that have popped up on our post show tonight. One of them is the question that's being asked, I think, about 400 times in the last 2 weeks. Will Samson play in the opening game? But you can hold your thoughts. You've already done a recorded preview, which is on the site.
So there is a Samson who's playing in the CPL, and he's smashing it and he bats down the order.
Chopra Saab, what is this?
I'm just saying that I follow CPL as
After
well.
12 o'clock, he goes on Caribbean time.
Yeah, Caribbean time. Yeah, so game will be starting soon.
You watch more cricket than any other man alive. I
No,
say.
he does. He does. Trust me, I just.
You
this is
talk
the
about more
perception.
cricket than any other man
that
alive.
he does.
Correct.
For
And
sure.
on that charming note, it was lovely to resume, shall I say, our professional, what we're
engagement.
what we are reasonably supposedly good at together. So thank you, Aakash Chopra and Abhinav Mukund.
Pleasure
We
always.
hope for perhaps a better contest, but nothing wrong with Hong Kong trying their best. But Afghanistan too good; they pick up the points. We will be live tomorrow for India versus the UAE. Build up will be from 7:30, and join us then on CMF by Nothing presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout. Good night.
Best budget thrown out this year.
CMF Phone 2 Pro. Search now on Flipkart.